Grammy Award-winning saxophonist David Sanborn passed away on Sunday at the age of 78. He was known for his decades-long career spanning several genres and involving collaborations with some of the finest musicians in history. His death was confirmed by his family on social media in a statement that revealed he died after extended battle with prostate cancer with complications. The musician had been fighting the disease since 2018 and had been performing actively despite the diagnosis. It is with sad and heavy hearts that we convey to you the loss of internationally renowned, six-time Grammy Award-winning saxophonist David Sanborn. The statement began. Mr. Sanborn passed Sunday afternoon, May 12th, after an extended battle with prostate cancer with complications. David Sanborn was a seminal figure in contemporary pop and jazz music. It has been said that he put the saxophone back into rock and roll, the statement concluded. At the time of his passing, David was scheduled to perform at the Jimmy's Jazz and Blues Club on May 24th and 25th in New Hampshire, U.S. According to the statement on Instagram, David had shows scheduled for right into 2025. The late performer was survived by his wife, Alice Sawyer. Sanborn was born in Tampa, Florida, on July 30th, 1945, and grew up in Kirkwood. He contracted polio at age 3 and was advised by doctors to take up a wind instrument to strengthen his lungs. Inspired by concerts he saw at Kiel Auditorium by the likes of Stan Kenton, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, and Ray Charles, whose sideman Hank Crawford became a major influence, Sanborn took up the saxophone and as a teenager sat in with blues musicians Little Milton Campbell and Albert King, among others. He soaked up the music at various locations around town, including clubs in Gaslight Square and along Del Mar Boulevard. Sanborn began playing music at a young age, and he performed with the likes of Albert King and Little Milton by the age of 14. Sanborn's natural affinity for R&B was clear from the beginning, and he cites Hank Crawford, David Newman, and Cannonball Adderley as his early mentors. Later, he took notice of Charlie Parker. These strong bonds with blues and soul music have lasted right through his career and have been vital in shaping his highly emotive sound. During an interview with the Post-Dispatch in 2022, Sanborn said that when he returned to St. Louis periodically, he would recall the past and visit the locales of some of his old haunts. There's a feel in the air, an ambience, an atmosphere that is just so familiar, he said. And there's enough left from the old days that are touchstones for me and for anybody who's from St. Louis. Ferguson native Michael McDonald and I talk about this. The street names: de Balaviere, Laclede, Skinker, Olive. The performer went on to study music at Northwestern University and the University of Iowa before he joined the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, with whom he performed at the Woodstock Music and Art Fair in 1969. Two of his most famous saxophone solos are on records by David Bowie, Young Americans, and James Taylor, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. Sanborn began his solo career in 1975 with the album Taking Off. Critics and the nascent Quiet Storm radio format tried to relegate his music to the smooth jazz category, but Sanborn regarded that term as something of a pejorative. In fact, his playing had more of an R&B edge, and he was a versatile performer whose work defied easy categorization. He later became a session musician and performed with artists such as Stevie Wonder, Bruce Springsteen, and David Bowie, and he played alto saxophone on the latter's hit 1975 album Young Americans. Sanborn was also a brief member of the Saturday Night Live band, and he later made several guest appearances with Paul Schaefer on Late Night with David Letterman. He recorded over 24 albums. Among them are Voyeur, As We Speak, Backstreet, Straight to the Heart, and Double Vision with Bob James, all #1 jazz hits. More recent efforts included another collaboration with James, Quartet Humane, and Time and the River. The musician won his first Grammy Award in 1982 when he took home the distinction for Best R&B Instrumental Performance for his work on the track All I Need Is You, and he won 5 more Grammys over the length of his career. 8 of the Saxophonist's albums went gold during his lifetime, and another one of his records was given a platinum designation. From 1988 to 1990, he co-hosted with Jules Holland Sunday Night, later retitled Michelob Presents Night Music. Its dazzling, eclectic guest list Miles Davis, Eric Clapton, Lou Reed, Leonard Cohen, Sonny Rollins, Curtis Mayfield, Todd Rundgren, Pat Metheny, etc., and in formal style the musicians often sat in with one another made it one of the greatest, but unfortunately largely unseen, music television shows ever. In the 90s, Sanborn hosted a syndicated radio program, The Jazz Show with David Sanborn, and more recently hosted the virtual web series, The Sanborn Sessions, which were called the spirit of night music. He also hosted a podcast, As We Speak. David Sanborn, the renowned American alto saxophonist, had an estimated net worth of $3 million. David Sanborn's influence on music was profound, and his absence leaves a void in the world of jazz and beyond. His collaborations with icons like Stevie Wonder, David Bowie, and many others showcased his versatility and his ability to bring a unique sound to every performance. He will be remembered not only for his Grammy-winning artistry, but also for his resilience and dedication to his craft until the very end. Rest in peace, David Sanborn.